Okay, so I have been tagged about a billion times in this 25 random things note on Facebook, and I didn't feel like writing a note. I felt like making a video, so here's your video about 25 random things. Number 1, about me. 25 random things about me. Number 1, when composing an email, I frequently make the face of the emotion that I'm trying to convey in the email. So when I'm like talking to babes, I'm like, yeah, you know you want to get with, anyway, or like if I'm, you know, letting somebody down, I'm like, I hope that this finds you, well. Number 2, I want to rip off every good idea that everybody else that I know has ever had. Anytime anybody else thinks up anything clever, I spend about 10 minutes thinking about why I didn't think that up and how I could possibly rip them off without them knowing about it. Number 3, I'm way more manipulative than you would think. But luckily I will manipulate you into thinking that I'm not very manipulative. I don't mean that I'm a bad person. What I mean is that I'm pretty into convincing people of things. Not even on purpose, but I realize it more in retrospect. Number 4, I love the idea of going to anything fancy, like fancy events, but when it comes down to actually getting ready for said events, I totally panic. Like last week we went to the Spoke Club, which is fancy and for media people and stuff like that, and I totally flipped out. Everything that I own is ugly. I can't. Anyway, I wish I had a lot of money so I could just buy something really, really wonderful and just stick to that and not have to change outfits 50 times before I leave the house. Which leads me to number 5, which is I feel frumpy and awkward so much of the time. Like, I can't even tell you. Frumpy especially, which is weird. Number 6, I'm going to stop making these hand gestures at some point. Number 6, I feel really, really sad when people hit on me who are people that I think are really great, but who I don't really like. I just feel so sad, like I'm doing them a personal injustice by not appreciating them or like not being interested in them. Weird. Anyway, number 7 is that I worry about my fat arms 300% of the time, but not enough to do anything about it. Like exercise. Just kidding, exercise all the time. Most of the time. Sometimes. More than I used to, leave me alone. But also, the other part of that is that I really like my body. I have issues with it, obviously, but there's something sort of round and neat and like specific and me about it that is kind of pretty great. I kind of like it a lot. Number 8, I am afraid of dogs. I've been walking one lately, and I'm mildly afraid of her, and she can totally tell, but I'm trying not to let on, really, but it's good for me. I also love dogs, but I'm also scared of them because they have a tendency to try to eat my face off, which is why I have this scar. I don't know if you can see, but I have a scar right there from when a dog totally tried to eat my face off, or whatever. I just wanted you to be friends with the cat, whatever. Anyway, number 9, I am better at customer service than you would think when I feel like it. Oh, I can be so good at it, but also I'm so frustrated with it because I've been doing it for so long. Also, I have weird morals, which make me a good worker, but they're really annoying. Like, I can't steal from customers, I can't steal from the work, like, from my employers. Doing morals all over the place. Anyway, number 10 is that my main goal in life is to be a mom. Sorry, babes, that I might scare by saying that, but, yeah, I totally want to be a really good mom, also as part of that goal. If I could be even 3/4 as good of a mom as my mom is, I would be doing pretty good work. But number 11 is that one of my biggest fears is that I will have kids and not like them. Or, like, not want them. Like, oops, so I forgot, I actually don't want to be a mom. Whoops, my mistake. You can go. I hope that doesn't happen, obviously. Number 12 is that I became a vegetarian in grade 8 because Number one, we had one of the grossest hot lunches I've ever experienced from A&W. Oh my god, it was so gross. And number two is that Jonathan Taylor Thomas of TV's Home Improvement was a vegetarian. And I loved him, and I thought that it would be a good idea for me to become vegetarian so that when we got married it would be easier for us, which it would be if he would go ahead and marry me already. Number 13 is that I talk to myself way too often, and I totally play out conversations that I'm like considering having while I'm walking places. So I totally act out both parts of the conversation sort of under my breath on King Street every day. Awkward. Super cool. Number 14 is that I am obsessed with nostalgia and things from the past and posterity and keeping track of everything, keeping everything close, and like knowing everything, remembering everything. I think about friends that I had from like a dozen years ago way more often than I think about people that I've seen like 2 months ago. I don't know, I want to, anyway, maybe that's what makes me a good writer. Oh, except for that I don't write anything, right, I forgot. My mistake. Anyway, number 15 is every few months, just as I start to think that I don't like Elliott Smith as much as I think that I do, I find or rediscover a song of his that I haven't really paid attention to, and I fall in love with him all over again, 100%. Number 16 is I am way, way less smart than I think I am. And number 17 is that it doesn't matter if I'm smart, seeing as I don't do anything with it at all, ever. Classic. I'm the best at resisting everything, resisting success, resisting doing anything, resisting getting anything done. Do you want procrastination tips? Because I can give you some. If you want to resist something, come to me and I will totally help you out. In fact, I will use helping you out to avoid doing stuff that I should be doing. And it'll be fun for both of us. Number 18 is that I have this idea that my bio dad, sperm donor dad, is the nicest, kindest, cutest little dude ever. And so if I ever met him, this would be greatly challenged. So, you know. Anyway, number 19 is that it's possible that I like TV shows more than movies. TV shows, I feel like it takes more work to make a continuously great, wonderful, cohesive, hour-long television program for a year or more than it does to make 90 minutes of great film. I like both, but TV shows, pretty incredible. Anyway, frozen corn is one of my favorite snacks, as is frozen Saskatoon berries. Number 21, I love, love, love romance and romantic gestures, but only from the right kind of person. But I can romanticize pretty much anything given enough time and haziness and distance. Number 22 is that I try not to worry about the meaning of life or about what is outside of this universe or the universe after that. It hurts my head. I try not to worry about the purpose of my life. I try not to worry, actually, in general. Especially about things that hurt my flippin' brain. Anyway, things that I am not kidding about loving. Number 1, Christmas. Number 2, JTT, not a joke. Okay? Number 24, almost at the end. I am a pretty good designer and a pretty good sewer, seamstress. But it doesn't really matter because I don't really make anything. But when I do, they're kind of neat. And we should have a sewing party or something. And the number 25, the number 25 thing, I don't know how to say that. 25th interesting, not interesting thing that you may or may not know about me is that this video is much too long